morning. All right, Jeff, good morning to you. The food price inflation, how much is it going to go up in the future?
Well, Stuart, I think in your commentary, I think you're talking about things like supply chain, Ukraine, and the rising prices. The oil price is going to continue to move food prices up. But there's one thing that's beginning to happen, and that's that you're beginning to see that a lot of consumers out there are getting so tired of paying higher prices, they're seeking out other discount mechanisms to buy food, and a lot of those discount mechanisms are not working. So you have a supply-demand scenario playing out that's making it harder to get the basic food items you want. So I think we're going to see 7 to 10% increase in the next 30 to 60 days, which is very significant.
From where we are now.
From where we are now.
I mean, we've already seen milk, eggs, that kind of thing, already up 10, 15, sometimes 20%. And you're saying next 30 to 60 days, up another 10% plus.
Yeah, I talked to the restaurant owners. The restaurant owners are taking things off the menu because they're not making any money on these items, or they're charging people exorbitant amounts of money for standard menu items. And when that begins to happen, you're seeing a spiral taking place. Because keep in mind, with what's happening in the Ukraine and the slowdown in things like corn, you also have, once it gets here, you have oil prices, so the truckers can't move these products to where they need to be. And I look at people, I walk through the grocery store, and the shock, it looks like a zombie apocalypse with people just in shock at what they have to pay. It's a tragedy.
But am I right in saying that there is no solution? I think there could be a solution to the oil price, the gas price problem. Mm-hmm. It is produce more energy. But there's no solution to the food price inflation, especially coming out of Ukraine and Russia. There's no solution. Or am I missing something?
There's not a big solution, and a lot of it, you have to, the way that there's so many tentacles in this inflation story, even when it comes to things like the Federal Reserve that puts so much liquidity into the market at a time where there was a supply shortage. There's so many tentacles that to lower food prices. I didn't do really well in college, but the one thing I did learn, probably the only thing I learned, I pretty much squandered my education. The only thing I learned was supply demand. The only way to get food prices lower is to create more supply. And it's challenging, it's tricky, because the farmers are suffering in the U.S. Anything overseas all the bottlenecks overseas. It's going to take a big concerted effort for that to change.
Despite your education, you appear to have done quite well. Jeff Sica, thanks very much for being here. See you soon, lad.